What is going on, guys? Coming at you guys here today with a Technique Thursday, and in today's video I got a couple techniques that I want to discuss with you guys. So in today's video, I'm going to go out in a little bit to a few spots and I'm going to try just some general fishing, casting, soft plastic baits, hard baits, lures, swim baits possibly, and I'm going to see what's going on. But anyways though, in today's video I have a Technique Thursday. I'm going to be discussing spot layout today. What I look for when I get to a spot, how I look at the layout of the spot for certain structures, certain sections of cover in the water, maybe rocks in the water, tree branches, overhanging trees, weed lines, lily pads, you name it. So I'm going to be discussing my techniques in today's Technique Thursday about spot layout. So stay tuned for today's video, guys. I got a good one planned. Hopefully I can spread some education for you guys, help you out. And anyways, I'll see you guys at the spot. Alrighty guys, I'm a Bass Pro real quick, and I'm going to go head over to a few spots and do some spot layout for you guys real quick. But I just saw this, and this is pretty cool. Look at this kayak. You got foot paddles here as well. Looks like you have a fish finder here, possibly. So that's actually very interesting, and I like that. But anyways, real quick, I just came over to pick up a few baits, and fishing is all about trying new things and seeing what will work. So I ended up picking up a nice good old lipless crankbait rattle trap with a nice gold flash color. I really like that. As well, I'm gonna be trying something new. These Rapala paddle tail swim baits, and how I'm gonna pair them up actually is, this wouldn't be my technical go-to usual way to rig those baits, but I'm gonna try some Ned hooks, and I'm just gonna basically rig these like I would a Ned bait, and I could either swim it slowly and retrieve it in, or I could bounce it up and down off the bottom, and I'm thinking that might have some good results. So anyways though, I'm gonna go over and try that at some spots now, and I'm gonna go through some spot layout for you guys. Let's see if the fish get attracted to my bait. Does it work? Oh, he's looking at it. He's coming. Look, he's actually coming. These ones are actually interesting, guys. I think these fish are acting like they're on beds right here, because this is just what fish do when they're on a bed. They get up real close to each other, they turn on their sides like that, and they brush up upon each other. So that's pretty cool to see. That was pretty fun. Always a good time going into Bass Pro Shops Outdoor World. Picked up a couple baits that you guys got to see, and now I'm gonna go head over to a few spots and do some spot layout for this week's Technique Thursday. Stay tuned. All right, y'all, I'm heading over to my first spot that I'm gonna discuss for a little bit of what my spot layout is and how I'm going to look and process the spot that I'm going to. Heading over to a spot right now that I haven't been to before, actually. Well, I've only fished it once. And I'm gonna start off with a weedless bait, because I know, for the first thing, is there's a lot of grass cover here. So when I'm fishing around a lot of grass, I'd prefer to be weedless, so I'm not constantly plucking grass and weeds off the hooks and whatnot. So I'm heading over to this little corner here. There's a pretty big lake here. It looks like they trimmed some of the trees here since the last time I was here, because I'm seeing more access spots to get into, which were not there last time. But regardless though, I'm gonna be fishing this spot real quick now, and I'm gonna show you what I'm looking for when I arrive to this spot. Alright, so this is spot number 1. Now recently it's been really cold with a lot of cold fronts, so occasionally fish tend to like deeper areas where it's a little warmer, maybe some more structure that they can go up near and get a little warm out of the cold water. But anyways, first observations of the layout here. Right here, I can see there's not too much grass. That'd be a good spot maybe to bounce up and down off the bottom. But if you look a little bit more in, about there, there's a very heavy weed line here. And like I was saying, that's where I'd rather be more weedless here. Here you have some more grass. There's some thicker grass there too. And this is just a general observation of what this spot's layout is. So my observations are I wouldn't really want to be throwing a lure with treble hooks or whatnot. Ooh, look at the guitar. It's pretty cool. But that is what my spot layout is. I don't want to be picking out hooks here left and right. So I'm going to get in a few casts here for a couple minutes, see if there's any fish around here. If not, I'm going to head over to another spot for you guys, and I'll go over some more spot layout, what I like to look for, certain structures and whatnot. So stay tuned. Maybe I'll catch some fish here. If not, I'll see you guys at the next place. Real quickly, popped over to this side of the spot. Now, this is a prime thing to look out for. These white sandy bottoms. A lot of times, those are fish beds. Fish will come up, brush their tails along the bottoms, and they'll literally dig out little holes to lay their eggs in or just congregate up in. So that's actually a very good spot to look out for and things to look out for when you're fishing. I don't see any fish in that hole right there. It's not to say there's not one around, but like I was saying as well, you guys can see all the grass here. And what I'm going to be doing, I got that swim bait tied on with a 1/4 ounce bullet weight. It would be maybe good to go weedless here, because what you could do is reel it a little fast on the surface like a topwater. Get that tail. As you know, you come over one of these holes or pockets, you let the bait fall in them. Let it sink straight down in there, and a lot of times there's fish hanging out inside those holes. All right, as I was saying, gonna cast out along parallel with the shoreline, and I'm gonna just let it fall and drop in a few pockets. Oh, we had a hit, guys. I knew it. I dropped it in one of those holes right there and immediately got whacked. Damn it. Missed them. Hate that. Now, another good spot layout that I could say for here would be a very good choice is topwater frog or some sort of topwater. There's not a lot of grass that sits on the top. It's very submerged and underneath the water surface. So you could get by with a topwater frog here for sure too. I just saw a bunch of stuff feeding over there, going crazy, attacking a lot of stuff, and I'm seeing a lot of life here. That is one key for this spot, is I'm seeing life. It's been colder, a lot of places I've been going, I just don't see anything going on. But I see a lot of activity here, and that's a very good sign. All right, y'all, I just had actually another fish come out from that cover and swipe it on the surface. So they're here, like I was saying. My layout, spot layout, is I look for cover, structure, places fish may be hiding, especially in this cold weather. They're gonna be in that thicker cover, and they literally came out right from that thickest of cover for this bait. So I'm gonna keep fishing, and maybe I could hook up with one of them. All right, well, you saw there in that last little clip of those few casts. Basically what I did there was I casted real close along the shoreline to see if there was anything against the shoreline, and then I casted just off the weed bed where there potentially could be a drop off to see maybe if there was anything deeper down submerged, but nothing right there. So still going around real quick at this place, trying around, seeing if there's a good example of spot layout before I leave. Just looking real quick is this fallen tree that's kind of submerged. A lot of times fish like to sit in those branches, hang out, wait for something small to swim by so they could ambush it. As well, I'm seeing a yellow patch on the ground, so I'm wondering if there already have been some fish sitting around here. So this is just my general spot layout for here, but this is actually a pretty good spot. I like what I see, so I'll probably definitely be coming back here for a future video and fishing some. All right, so I'm about to get out of this spot. I started off with a weedless super swimming shad fluke. I had a couple bites. They were not committing or they weren't able to hook up. A couple last minute observations I'm making before I leave are I'm gonna try out this original floater. Hopefully I could stay floating just above the weed line, and I've been seeing a lot of peacock bass here. So I'm hoping this green flash and white belly gets their attention. All right, here we are, spot number 2. I've been here before. You guys have seen the spot before. Behind here, there's another lake with a straight rock bottom. No really cover or anything, just straight up rocks. Now this side has a lot more cover. Baits that I like to fish here, just because of that cover, are weedless baits. These two lakes in general are very good with swim baits. That is some of my layout that I see. There's a lot of minnows around, bluegills and whatnot, and my observations and layout for this spot are I need something more weedless so I'm not hooking up with a lot of grass and whatnot. Therefore being said, I know throwing on some sort of swim bait will probably catch some fish. Now I want to try something different, and I want to try this original floater. I'm thinking that this will be good. Have a good minnow profile. There's a little bit overcast. The water's a little darker. I want some green flash and some silver flare, and I think this will be a good bait. So I'm gonna give it a try, and let's go. One major layout notice that I take notice to here is this wall. There's a whole wall line along here, and just off of it, there's some grass. Now I'm gonna cast as close to the wall line as I can, see if there's any fish held up against the wall now, and if not, they'll probably be a little deeper out. But I'm gonna see if this original floater has anything to offer. Doing here with this original floater bait here is all I'm doing, casting it out, slowly reeling it down, and I'm doing a stop and go retrieve. So I'm reeling, giving it a few twitches, and then I'm stopping, reeling up the slack, and repeating the whole process. And that just has a good wounded bait fish representation. You got that bait swimming there, and then suddenly it stops. And then it goes again, just like a wounded bait fish would. A couple things I like to pay attention to are in spots where you got corners here. A lot of times, there's nowhere else for the fish to go, so they'll be here. As well, here you still have a lot of grass cover, like I was saying. There's a lot of hydrilla down there and some other grass patches that I'm fishing around basically. And this bait is perfect. It's not getting too deep to where it's getting into the grass. As well, it's got a nice diving, swimming presentation where as if I just toss it. Reel it down, twitch, twitch. Reel it down. It's Real slow, twitch, twitch, reel, twitch, twitch, reel, and so forth. And that's a very good retrieve for this bait, for this kind of spot and structure. Might not be the best color of choice. I tend to like a little bit flashier colors sometimes when I know the bite's a little slower, but a lot of times the natural colors will do better. A favorite color of mine for this original floater is either a black and gold or a silver and black and silver. This is silver and lime green. I'm not sure the exact color name, but like I'm saying, it's got a nice white belly, looks like a minnow's belly, but that green just has some nice flash. And I hope that a lot of the times that if there's some fish from far away or hidden down, they'll see it and it'll draw their attention out. Oh, there's a fish, y'all. Oh, annihilated that original floater. All right, guys, there we have a little largemouth, nice little largemouth. Destroyed that original floater right there. Choked it. So guys, like I said in my Tackle Tuesday the other day, a pair of needle nose pliers or a multi-tool is always smart to bring with you. This fish annihilated and ate that bait real deep. So I'm gonna need some needle nose pliers to get that hook out safely and not harm the fish. All right, got that fish unhooked right there. Good little largemouth there on the original floater here. And I'm gonna get the release on that fish, show you guys that it swims off, and that is a good little first fish for this Technique Thursday. Good healthy fish, gonna get that release. Oh man, there he went. But anyways, guys, that original floater, just like I said, that stop and go retrieve, and he loaded up on him. Let's keep catching some fish. All right, I'm gonna cast right back out there, see if there's another fish. Got a fish, y'all? They're loving this original floater here. Good little fish there. Ate that original floater. Both treble hooks again. They're eating this good here. First hook out. Let's get that next one. All right. Fish number 2 for Technique Thursday. On that original floater again. And just like I said, been casting around those little edge lines, diving this bait just down, and they're whacking it. I'm gonna get the release on this fish. All right, got this bass here now. Time to release him. There he goes. All right, I'm gonna pop over to the other lake now. I'm gonna try some more techniques and a little bit more site layout to show you guys. Coming over to the other lake now. We're just over there in that lake. Caught 2 nice ones. Now, over here, the layout is, this is a very big lake. There is no structure for the most part here other than rocks. You just got a rock structure. Here and there along the edge lines, you have some fallen tree branches. Right there, you got some fallen tree branches a little bit more in the distance. But primarily on this side, there's the fallen tree branches. Over on the other side, there's more so just rock bottom, really. Now, when I'm fishing around those, I also pay attention to the fish I catch. A lot of the fish I've caught here have red lip mouths, which means a lot of the times they're feeding on things that either pinch their mouths or they hit the bottom and those rocks a lot from what they're feeding on. So I know for a fact that swim baits work very well here. Caught them many times on swim baits, as well bottom style baits. Super swim flukes jigged on the bottom, jigs work, Senkos work here. Now I want to try it a little bit different, using my spot layout skills and technique and looking at the spot. I want to try this original floater. I think it has a good minnow presentation, and that stop and go retrieve around that structure I think will be very, very good if there's any fish held in those structure areas right now. So I'm going to give it a try, and let's see if we get any results. I made a crucial error. One other thing I can say is when you're at a spot, feel the direction of the wind. Which way is the wind going? Because I did not pay attention to that. The wind is coming from the northeast right now. And I was trying to cast parallel with the shore right here. And what ended up happening is my line direction blew straight into those little tree limbs. Unfortunately, it's $10, $11 down the drain like that. And that was a good bait. I just caught 2 fish on them. So I'm kind of disappointed to lose that bait there. But that's fishing. You're gonna lose baits. It's not a cheap hobby or a fun hobby if you're not interested in losing things. But anyways though, I'm gonna throw on another bait. I'm gonna head over a little bit there. I'm gonna try something else so I don't get as hung up. But stay tuned. I'll be right back. Just tied on to the newer bait that we're gonna try. And I just got this today actually over at Bass Pro Shops. It's a lipless crankbait. I love this gold flare. So my thought processes and layout skills thinking here, that bait sinks. This is pretty deep here. There's not a lot around. That can look a lot like a craw swimming with that flash, that gold flash maybe even like a tilapia or something. So if there's anything feeding on something like that here, I will find out right now. So what I'm gonna do out there now, cast out dead center. We'll let it sink a few seconds. As soon as that happens, I'm just gonna start slowly retrieving it with an occasional twitch. Well, like I was saying a couple seconds ago, fishing will make you get some headaches. Brand new lure, hung up. That disappoints me a lot. But like I say, that's the price of fishing. There's actually another bait that I want to try here, possibly. And I ended up getting hung up in a spot that I have been hung up in before. So that's a little bit error on me, casting into a place that I know I could get stuck. So I have one more bait in mind that I'm gonna try. And then I'm gonna try one more, or maybe 2 more spots that I've never been to, just to give you some of my first opinions on spot layout when I'm going somewhere. But anyways, stay tuned. I'm gonna get this bait changed real quick. Alright, y'all. Switched over to a dive to 6 crankbait. And actually, I'm still salty about losing 2 lures. And believe it or not, I see my lure down there. I see it floating right there. And it looks like if I was a little more patient, maybe I could have got it back. Very, very debating trying to get that thing back somehow. The question is, how could I get it back? I think it would be pretty crazy to try to cast another bait in there to try to get it. So I'm gonna figure out real quick what I think the best way is to get that bait back. No baits left behind. So I got an idea to get this bait back, and I'm gonna see if it works. Has moved closer now. I'm sacrificing some hooks and sinkers. I do think I'll be able to get it back. One more tree branch and I think I'll have my bait back. Almost there. I'm gonna keep trying. So you guys may think I'm crazy for what I'm about to do, but I'm gonna go get that lure back now. So it's about 59 degrees outside. That water's probably in the low 70s, upper 60s. No lures left behind. So I need to hope I don't end up with a cold tomorrow. All right, here goes nothing. I'm gonna go do this. Got that bait back, and now I'm freezing. I hope I don't get sick tomorrow. It wasn't too bad. Got it back though. Yeah. All right, y'all. Did some swimming in some frigid weather to get that lure back. Anyways, I'm gonna go head over somewhere else. Wow, y'all. That was not fun, but it was worth saving the $11. Anyways, I'm gonna go warm up, grab some warm clothes, and wow. Oh, you have no idea, some of y'all might, what that cold frigid will do to your body. Wow. Anyways, I'll be back at another spot for today's Spot Layout Technique Thursday. Stay tuned. Okay, well, I'm back now. I got some warmer clothes on, and I'm at this spot now for today's Technique Thursday with some more spot layout. Planning on one more spot, hopefully, before it gets dark. It's around 5:30 right now. It gets dark at 6:15-ish. And what I got going here in my little layout that I'm doing right now, got some rocks right here at this part, and as well, this is a culvert, so there's always fish coming in and out of this little spot right here. And behind we have Alligator Alley, State Road 84 canal. And what I'm also seeing is along this side here, there's a weed line, grass line, there's some lily pads, hydrilla, cattails and whatnot. And on this side there's a full-on cattail line, basically. Down here you got some grass and whatnot, but as what I'm seeing along this whole line here is some good cattail. So I'm hoping maybe there's some fish congregated down beneath inside there, or maybe even on that side. As well, potentially coming in and out of this culvert, there could be some fish held up. So going to the other side of the culvert now, you got the State Road 84 canal, Alligator Alley. Runs along State Road 84, goes out into the Everglades. And right here, ooh, look at that. We got a bed right there, looks like. Here's the other side of the culvert where it opens up to the State Road 84 canal. And I'm gonna go throw out a line on that side now real quick. I'm gonna see if there's any fish around. So right here in this culvert spot, little corner area, I'm gonna try Huddleston Deluxe weedless grass minnow, something weedless so I'm not gonna get hung up. And I'm gonna see what's along this reed line and see if there are any fish. Just decided to make a little quick bait change. And speaking of spot layout, always play the weather into factor. It's really overcast. It's been kind of cooler, so the bite's going to be a little slower possibly. And I'm now going to throw on this little spinner bait here, right there. And hopefully this flash can draw some attention to it. Got a nice voodoo quiver shad. There's a trailer at the bottom. Give it some extra action and attention. And just gonna see how this goes. Gonna cast it out, slow retrieve in, and we'll see. Real quickly, I'm gonna run over to the 84 side. See if there's anything once the spinner bait. Just repositioned. I was down there at the end, but now I'm over here by the more spillway side. That connects down there some, but over here I'm seeing a lot of life and action, so I wanted to come over here and try it real quick. There's not really a bottom here, believe it or not. I'm standing on the bottom right now, so I'm gonna try that. Ooh, I'm seeing a fish right there. All right, I don't have much daylight left, about 15 minutes maybe, but I just threw on this little bug, and one may say I'm switching baits awfully fast. Yeah, I am, but I'm doing my spot layout technique that I like to call it, and I'm just switching baits as fast as I can to see if anything gets an instant bite. If not, I'll come back and I'll fish each bait more in depth and see, but this is just a general quick site layout observation. Okay, last spot. Visibility may be a little bit low for you guys. Hopefully it's not too bad. But here's a new spot for me, actually. Never been here. First initial layout and lookout spots. A lot of pads, a lot of cover here. I'm gonna be weedless. Real quick, I'm gonna try throwing out the bug style again around this cover. And anyways though, I'm gonna make whatever I have left of the daylight. That is going to do it for this week's Technique Thursday. Quick little recap of the day. Had a lot of crazy events going on, but started off going down to Bass Pro. Had to meet someone to trade some equipment, and I'll do a little review of that coming up. But real quick, I then popped over to a little lake by a dog park by Bass Pro. And my observations I showed you guys were just what I looked for there, what kind of cover was there, what the bite was like, as well what I was seeing with the fish that were in there. Had a couple hits there, they weren't committing, and I think that would be a very good spot for some peacock bass and some hard bait lures. I just have to figure out that spot a little more, and that's where site layout comes into play. After that, I moved over to another spot. I threw out an original floater, and that bait actually did very well. I caught a couple fish there, and that was just an, in general, good bait to use over there. That spot that I fished at had like a little wall line, and then there was about some sand next to it after. There was a weed line, and then it was deep in the middle. And those fish were around that weed line where most of the fish that I caught over at that spot were. Now, the next spot that I went over to was a bigger lake. I've been there many times. I know that that spot is very good with swim baits and bottom baits, jigged up and down off the bottom. Jigs as well are very good there. But I wanted to try something different there. I wanted to try some hard baits there. That place has a lot of rocks and just straight sandy bottom. Couple tree lines here and there. I ended up losing a couple baits there that I'm disappointed about, unfortunately. So in the end, when I ended up finding my other bait that I had lost, I just said, I'm gonna get it. Now, I wouldn't recommend that because we're in South Florida here, or I'm in South Florida here. There could be gators down there, and you have to be very careful. My observations were sandy bottom. There wasn't any really grass down there for something to hide in, and I was quickly in and out. But I would not recommend doing that to anyone else down here in South Florida. It's going to end badly. But after that, I popped over to 2 spots after and fished a little bit, had some more site layout, no bites or fish there. I'll actually return over there because they looked like good spots to me. But overall though, pretty good technique Thursday for you guys, and I'm going to be coming up with a video for this weekend for you guys, most definitely, and stay tuned for that. But if you guys like today's video, Technique Thursday, leave a like. Comment what you like the most about this video, comment some suggestions, comment anything you want or feel like, and I like interacting with you guys. But anyways though, if you guys like this channel, make sure to subscribe, and if you like today's video, like and comment. But if anything guys, I'll see you guys in the next video.